listen.
That's a monstrous Yeti water thing you have there, Patrick.
No, it doesn't fit in any cup holders either, so it's...
I know, I have one like that. That's the only
So
one.
Moore's got
annoying.
one, and it rolls around the front seat of the car.
So they make this adapter
board.
that goes in the cup holders. That,
It costs probably more than that.
yeah, I know. I didn't mean to order such a big one, but...
I like it for days when like I'm like at an event or something or
Yeah.
conference, and I know like I just have enough water for.
I agree. It is pretty aggressive, though.
Are we expecting Bison?
Oh, yeah, but I may see my text real quick. So I see the text. Hold on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she's on her way. She's on Tequesta and Seabrook as of.
Talking.
But it's going good.
We're getting close. We're getting there. Be March before you know it. Then it's...
So Jeremy said just start. Vice Mayor's almost here, but he said he won't pursue it.
Okay. Is she coming or she's going?
She's very close.
Maybe a brief introduction, but
When the clerk gets back, I'll start.
what?
When Lori gets back, I'll start.
Okay.
Man, did you see? Sorry about that. Did you see these pictures of Jupiter Island? The houses like getting ready to fall in the water. I think it's Kid Rock's house. So, to give you some perspective, there's the inlet. There's the house right there. I mean, look at that. It is literally just piling. Those are old pilings. You see this? This is Jupiter Inlet Common.
Yeah, somebody sent me that.
I think it's Kid. Somebody said it's Kid Rock's house, but it's
All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. It is 6:01 p.m., February 8th, 2024, and it's our regular council meeting. Lori, can I get roll call?
Mayor Young,
Here.
Vice Mayor Brandon, Councilmember Painter,
here.
Councilmember Sartori,
Here.
Councilmember Bradford.
Here.
Thank you. And I will lead the invocation and pledge of allegiance tonight. So, God, as we converse tonight, I want to thank you for the respect we have on the dais and in our community, which is a cornerstone upon which our interactions are built. Let our words be guided by the appreciation for the different perspectives that enrich our discussions. With each exchange, let us honor the uniqueness of every individual, and through this invocation of respect, let us foster an environment where every voice is heard and valued. Amen.
Amen.
If you could please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Presentations tonight. Our first item is a proclamation proclaiming March 3rd through 9th, 2024 as National Association of Women in Construction Week. I do not believe, is anyone here to accept the proclamation, so we won't read that one into the record. Okay, and the second item is a proclamation proclaiming March as Let's Move Palm Beach County Month.
Whereas the Village of Tequesta takes special notice and acknowledges exceptional organizations that help residents to live, work, and play within the jurisdiction. And whereas in 2010, Digital Vibes was founded to reach out to underserved youth in Palm Beach County by empowering them through dance, fitness, technology, and the arts. Whereas Digital Vibes partners with the Palm Beach Health Foundation annually to host the Let's Move, Commit to Change Physical Activity Challenge, a countywide initiative that focuses on physical activity, nutrition, and healthy behaviors. Whereas Digital Vibes, Inc., the Palm Health Foundation, present the annual challenge, which takes place annually from March 1st through 31st, and encourages individuals within and beyond Palm Beach County to take charge of their health by participating in fun fitness exercises. Whereas the Let's Move initiative was originally introduced on a national level by First Lady Michelle Obama in 2010, with the goal of decreasing childhood obesity throughout the United States due to the fact that nearly 1 in 3 children in the United States are overweight or obese, and if the problem persists, 1/3 of all children born in 2000 or later will suffer from diabetes at some point in their lives, or will face other obesity-related health problems such as heart disease, high blood pressure, asthma, and cancer. Whereas Digital Vibes and the Palm Health Foundation invite all residents to take the challenge to move by forming teams, registering online, committing to exercising for at least 30 minutes a day throughout the month of March, and logging their minutes on the Let's Move website. In 2012, Palm Beach County logged 100,000 minutes in the first year of the challenge, and we have met the challenge each year since, rising in 2023 to over 100 million minutes logged. Now therefore, be it proclaimed by the Village of Tequesta, does hereby recognize the month of March as Let's Move Palm Beach County Month, and urges all citizens to join us in moving to improve their fitness, mental health, and overall health.
Thank you, Lori, and I believe the Village of Tequesta is going to participate this year and create a team, so everyone can be on the lookout for that information on our social media platforms once it gets set up.
So much. We're excited that you guys are going to join us in this initiative. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda. Any council comments on the consent agenda?
Amen.
No, I just have 2 quick things for, really just for transparency. I know we had agenda item 7 and agenda item 8. One was not budgeted for this fiscal year. It was a rollover from last year, and then another potentially could be over budget, and we might need to do a budget amendment in the future. I know when we had agreed to increase the manager's authorization from $25,000 to $75,000, that if it was over budget or if it was not budgeted for, that it would go on the regular agenda. But for, I mean, Jeremy, maybe you can elaborate, but I think since it was rollover, we decided not to, because we discussed this, just for transparency, I want to get that on record.
So none of these are over budget. We have $800,000 in renewal and replacement. That first item, the $58,000 for a tank, is, we have $800,000. We spent $443 at this point out of that $800,000. So at this point, it's not over budget. If we get to a point where we're over budget, we will. So it's under the $75,000 threshold, and the number 8 was, we started out the budget process 18 months ago, or give or take a little bit, and we estimated $20,000. It came out at $33,000. That's pretty, I don't want to say normal, but with inflation and everything that's been going on, trying to lock down a price is tough. So right now we've only spent $10,000. We have $120,000 budgeted in that account, and so we're not over budget on that line item either.
Okay, so maybe I know on the wording, maybe next time could help a little bit, because it does say a budget amendment may have to be made later in the year. So again, I think we talked about it before. I just want to have it on record for transparency, because we did have that agreement. And is there any public comment on the consent agenda?
Bless you.
All right, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next up, communications from citizens. Lori, do you have any cards tonight?
Charles Payroll.
How are you?
Good, good evening.
Thank you for listening. I'm here today. I live at 30 East Wind Circle, Tequesta, across from the Tequesta Country Club. And I'm here with some neighbors too. We have some concerns of
Pardon, I'm sorry, your address again? I didn't hear where you're,
30 East Wind.
Eastwind, okay, thank you.
Yep. My concerns are for the lots that the country club owns are 176, 177, 178, and 179. They're proposing to develop their country club bigger, and they want to move their pickleball courts to that side of the property. And our concerns is the noise, it's concerns of property values. There's a lot of concerns, and I don't know if they've came to the town yet for their proposal, but I'm hearing it all, and I'm just want to voice my opinion that, you know, we're not in favor of it at all because of that. And even, there's 4 lots, there are 4 residential lots, so it's got to be really considered from council when they do come here of our concerns. And with that, that's why I came here today, is to my concerns of what's going to take place here in the next few months.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. And just, I know, have we received the application for that project yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so if and when we do, there will be a public notice for that, and so I, encourage anyone who has interest in that to attend that meeting as well. You have the planning and zoning and then a council meeting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Okay, all right, moving on, communications from council.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Nothing specific about the village, but I just want to take a moment to address those that are here in the chambers and those that may be watching online, and just re-emphasize to them, one of our roles up here on the council is to monitor what happens above us, things that take place in Tallahassee. And our mayor has been fantastic about being up there and advocating at the state level with this League of Cities, with Palm Beach County I attended this year. But there's a lot of things that are happening up there that tremendously can impact our ability to raise revenue and to have revenue generated here. There's things that are happening where they might take away our ability to surcharge extraterritorial water service, which to the tune of over $500,000, an extra homestead exemption, which impact us to about $350,000. The ability for our enterprise funds to generate excess money to go back to operating fund, which some of that can be pledged for debt service and bond service. So, we could look at $1 million that could just come out of our budget based on what's happening in Tallahassee. So that's a concern. And I want to thank Jeremy Allen, our village manager, for being on top of it on a daily basis. But those are the things that happen behind the scene that we don't talk about up here. But I think it's important that our village residents need to know that, we fight every day for you, not just here within the village, but at Tallahassee and beyond, because the things that are happening up there right now are very, very, very scary. So I just want to let you know that we are fighting for you. I appreciate what our village management team does to keep us informed of the stuff they do. So thank you.
Awesome.
Can I add that Lori McWilliams does a great job at helping put together letters and things too, so just for the record.
Yeah. Thank you, Lori.
Nothing for me tonight.
I would just take this opportunity to let everybody remember that we have Mardi Gras on the 17th and 18th, and it would be a good family fun thing to do if you're interested.
I'm good, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to standing reports, village attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. I know the mayor knows, but to let the rest of the council know, I had the privilege of speaking on the opening night of our third Residence Academy last night. Looks like a really good class, and I always have a great time talking to those folks who show an interest in what we do. And this year, one of the class attendees is mom of one of my old high school friends, so I made that reconnection last night, and that was nice too. Other than that, I don't have anything else for you unless you have any questions for me.
So I see some of the class attendees in attendance here tonight, so thank you for being here. All right, moving on, village attorney. Village manager.
Okay. Sick. We offered them extra credit and they came tonight, a couple of them, so. Just a few things, I know we've talked about the tree canopy replacement project. That we issued a notice to proceed for March 4th. So we'll see, we have put out some notice about what's going to be taking place with that project. And then we have a couple new businesses that did ribbon cutting today, Spyglass Dermatology and Nemo in the Josco's spot there. And then we start with, in the budget process, we approved a parking study for the R3, R2, and mixed use. That will start next week, so hopefully by the end of the month or early next month, we'll have the final results of that and be able to decide what action to take after that. With that, you have my report.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? Oh, all right, Police Department.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Manager, City Attorney, and City Clerk. For the month of January, you have our reports. I would like just to highlight a few items. This past January 20th, we had our civilians firearm safety course. Once again, it went very well. Our next two courses are February 17th and March 2nd, so which are already full. So we're looking at filling classes into April and May now. We've had a lot of sign up here recently, so we're very happy about that. For training, we have Sergeant Yildiz. He's currently in San Jose, California, training with their police department on firearms. And we will continue to have manatee patrol up until the end of March. So besides that, that's things I wanted to highlight this month. Any questions?
Council?
No question, a comment. I think I should address it here versus some other, because I don't want to take any action on it. I've been talking to a lot of people for the process that I'm going through, and a big concern are the e-bikes that are out there. I know they're here to stay, and I want to applaud our police department because it comes to an enforcement issue. And somebody here in the room this evening did do the right thing, pulled over these young children that are about 10, 12 years old, that don't know the rules of the road, that are riding these e-bikes that go faster than motorcycles. Yeah. And it's dangerous, and I think it's going to continue to be dangerous. And I just wanted to bring up the enforcement of it, and it was very happy to see on my street that it was happening. So thank you for that, but it is a concern that I think that we've got 12-year-olds that don't know the rules of the road, basically riding a motorcycle.
Yes, sir, we'll continue to enforce the e-bikes and try to educate our residents.
Thank you for that. I mean,
Yes,
it was the right way, the way it was approached, and he said, hey, let me just tell you how you have to do this, and it was very good. So thank you to your team for doing that.
Yes, sir.
Any other council comments or questions?
No.
All right, thank
Thank you.
you. Next up, Fire Department.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Village Council, Mr. Manager, Village Attorney, and Village Clerk. You do have my report for January. Again, following in the footsteps of the PD, I'm going to highlight a couple of things. First of all, we did send three of our personnel to Fire Rescue East Conference up in Orlando. They were able to go over some rapid intervention training there, which I think is highly important for fire rescue and our firefighter safety. We also started fire hydrant testing. So if you see our guys out testing hydrants, it's something we do every year. One, it assures a sound water supply, and two, there's nothing better, as far as learning where the fire hydrants are than being out standing next to one. So I think it helps in both cases. Upcoming training, we have two of our members, Firefighter Trotter and Firefighter Powell, attending the Palm Beach County Driver Operators course. That's part of our emergency services agreement with the county. They provide the training for free, so we'll be sending two of our firefighters there for 2 weeks. And that's going to tie in very well with the arrival of our new truck. I'll get into that here in a second. Before I get into that, though, I want to announce that we're going to have our first CPR day. That's going to be at the community center. This is being organized and run by our non-combat firefighter our non-combat firefighter program. So these are primarily former firefighters that still want to give back to the community. So they come in on their own time and they work the desk and they help us out with special events. In this case, they're organizing it, they're running it, they're providing the boots on the ground at the event. We'll provide a little bit of oversight with one of our instructors, and that's it. But we expect to do this every year from here on out. Now on to that truck. So we went to Ohio. I think you guys know that. And we'll just say the truck did very well. It's in excellent shape. It's beautiful. It is already here in Florida. It's in Fort Myers. Our team is going over next Thursday and Friday to meet with the South Florida Emergency Vehicles team. And at that point, what they're going to do is they're going to talk about where all the brackets go that hold all the equipment, best way to lay out the trucks, so that when the truck comes to us, it's completely done. You'll notice on some of the pictures there, you don't see logos or graphics or anything like that. That's where the graphics and the logos go on as well. So we make sure everything's done right, and they've got an excellent team over there. I think we've got an excellent team going over. One other thing I will point out, our team that is going out over is Captain Gary Harris, firefighter Chris Wilhelm, and firefighter Caleb Preston. I'm going to point out Caleb Preston's only been with us 2 years. Much like we did with the ladder truck, this is an eye on the future. We took a young firefighter that was up and coming, and we asked him to go to Ohio with us. And then in this case, we're also sending him to Fort Myers. So we're looking at it. We actively try to groom the future. So with that, I'll conclude my report. Do you have any questions?
Council?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, next, Utilities Department.
So there's a lot in the report, but we'll move to the pictures. Pictures worth 1,000, maybe in this case 1,000,000 words. So you can see that those storage tanks look like they need a haircut. But the very last picture, they're all clean. So everybody's very happy about that. Thank you very much for your support. We also have, just so you know, for the water treatment plant project, or water main project number 4 with B&B and construction, they did the directional bore in like the first week where they mobilized. And that was December 22nd. And it's going to be probably at least another week, but their project manager has resigned. And so we're meeting with them tomorrow to have another pre-con with a new project manager. And we'll advise in the weekly blast when they're going to start with the hand digging and the rest of the project as well. But we have started, and they've submitted their payment for that work. So moving to the dashboard. You can see the monthly revenue and the cumulative. We're moving right along. Consumption, the cross-connection control is bumped up just a little bit, and we are going to bring our plan and what we're recommending to you in a workshop within the next few months. And then also, we brought the accounts receivable draft ordinance to you in January, and I believe that Finance is going to bring a new protocol for accounts receivable, and then we'll bring our ordinance back a month after that. Do you have any questions?
I have none.
I have none, thank you.
Thank you.
A quick question on the Beach Road water main.
Yes.
One of those, was that the one that got delayed? Wasn't there one that got delayed last year on Beach Road, or was there not one on Beach Road delayed?
So where we are on Beach Road is that we did put it in for request for inclusion with DEP, and it was supposed to go to the February meeting for DEP. And DEP said this was not on the list of projects for the original submittal that was the business plan, whatever was submitted to DEP for the SRF. And looking at what was submitted, it wasn't specified whichever one. It was like a length of pipe, and we should have been able to do that because it was almost the equivalent length of pipe. We're just going to go ahead and submit a new application. We're going to do whatever they're requesting us to do.
Okay, and it appears maybe there's something that the county's following up. I guess my
the county
question
permit.
is that if the next meeting is in May, if it gets pushed to that, do you think that project, I know it's really out of our control, is that project still going to happen this year, you think, then, or?
We can bid it. That was a discussion that I wanted to have with Jeremy. We can go ahead and bid it. I mean, there's a low risk that DEP would turn the project down for inclusion in May after we've revised the documents. It's pretty low risk. My recommendation would be that we do bid it and within a few weeks from now, if possible. I think we need to get the project done.
Okay.
It's not only the replacement project, but it's also a hydraulic project. With the change in project managers, you know, I'm trying to make sure that we're moving along with everything, and
Okay.
that would be my recommendation.
All right, thank you for the update on that one.
Thank you.
All right. And moving on to the regular agenda, under old business, item number 17, which is ordinance number 19-23, a second reading of some amendments to Chapter 1 to amend them to the Florida Building Code.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 1923, an ordinance of the Village Council of the Village of Tequesta, Florida, amending the Code of Ordinances at Chapter 14, Buildings and Building Regulations, Article 2, Buildings, Section 14-32, to adopt Chapter 1, Administration of the Florida Building Code as amended in accordance with the requirements of Section 553.73 Florida statutes, providing findings of fact, providing for transmission of this ordinance to the Florida Building Commission, providing direction to the village manager to assure that this ordinance is made available to the general public in a usable format, providing that each and every other section and subsection of Chapter 14 shall remain in full force and effect as previously adopted, providing a conflicts clause, severability clause, authority to codify an effective date, and for other purposes.
Thank you. And I don't think no one's here to present anything from the village department.
We don't typically do on second reading, but Nara's here
Just
can
wanted
can
to-
help answer some questions if there are, but typically we don't present on the second reading, so.
Okay,
And
just
there are
wanted
no
to-
edits from what the council
Right.
approved on first reading. It's the same.
I have no comments.
No comments.
No comments.
Any public comment? All right, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Under new business, agenda item 18, consider approval of a contract agreement with Johnson & Davis Incorporated for emergency utility repairs for water, wastewater, and stormwater. Doug?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. This item is a request to piggyback the City of Lake Worth emergency utility contract. Johnson & Davis was awarded a competitively bid contract with the City of Lake Worth. If this contract is executed, this agreement would be utilized for essential services in the event of a hurricane or some other disaster. Executing this contract is not a guarantee of work, it's just to have a contract in place. We have several other contracts in place. We have mutual aid agreements with Palm Beach County, and we also have debris hauling contracts with 3 separate contractors as well. This is just a good contract to have as a placeholder if we need it.
Doug, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
In regard to both of these, items 18 and 19, I have piggybacking one for Johnson and Davis and the other in regard to Johnson and Davis for Martin County. Are these in addition to or in lieu of piggybacking a Palm Beach County similar type of contract that they may have?
Yeah, this is in addition to.
In addition to?
So, yeah, for example, let's say we have a major storm event in Palm Beach County or multiple counties. Everybody's going to jump on a list, on a list with Palm Beach County for services. So for us to have our own independent contract with another local contractor, Johnson Davis lives here in the community in Tequesta, that's a nice contract and a nice contact to have.
Yeah, that's great. I'm all for you and Margie and Jeremy having maximum flexibility. I was just curious if this meant Palm Beach County didn't have a competitive document anymore for us.
No, we still have mutual aid agreements through public safety with Palm Beach County.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm good, Mayor. All right, just a quick question. I know that I believe they've done emergency work for us before, some emergency repairs. I mean, did you compare the cost to that? Was it comparable to kind of work they've done in the past? Because I know, economies of scale. I know lots of times with stuff like this, we piggyback because the pricing we get is going to be much higher than a larger municipality. But I was just curious if you checked pricing from the previous work they did.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Like you said, it's competitively bid, so it is a fair price. And if you take this contract and align it with another contract we have with Win & Sons for construction services, it's right in line with that pricing.
Great.
And that's a Palm Beach County contract as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any public comment? Council?
I have none.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to
Second.
approve.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on, agenda item 19, consider approval of piggybacking the Martin County infrastructure construction and maintenance contract with Johnson and Davis.
Yes, again, this is a separate contract, not necessarily for emergencies, just for construction services and maintenance contract with Johnson and Davis. This was competitively bid as well in Martin County. A contract like this would be very helpful for us for services that are needed possibly at Tequesta Park in Martin County. A lot of our Palm Beach County contractors do not want to go over to Martin County and obtain permits through Martin County. So this is a contract in place. We do have some work coming up at Tequesta Park, and we would utilize this contract for those services, for those projects. And again, executing this contract is not a guarantee of work. It's just to have a contract in place.
Okay, thank you. Council?
No comments? Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, any public comment? Can I get a motion?
I move we approve of the piggybacking of Martin County infrastructure construction and maintenance contract with Johnson and Davis Incorporated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and with that, I think this
Thank
is
you.
about our fastest council meeting ever. We're on to any other matters, council?
No. Nothing for me.
No,
Thank
I'm
you.
good, thank you.
I have nothing.
I'm good, Mayor.
Here we go. All right, and with that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is it like,
For those in Residence Academy, they're always that quick.
They are never this quick.
is that technically less than 30 minutes? Yeah, my clock.
of the 11:35 meeting, and I was like, oh, God, I
Hell
got
yeah.
to flip through the pages and scroll.